and gentlemen, welcome to Stardom Review. I am your co-host Andre C. Welcoming all y'all, thanking you very much for joining us here on another edition of Stardom Review. And right over here is the wonderful, the awesome, the beautiful Melball. How you doing today?
Aw. I'm doing great, Andre. We just had an amazing afternoon where we talked some Power Rangers with our amazing friend Humanoid Freak over there, Andreas. One third of the Triforce, actually 2/3 of the Triforce was on
Mm-hmm.
that show. Then we both got to partake in this tournament. Quickly trying to watch it in time for our scheduled recording today. So organized over here at Andre and Melball's. How
oh,
are you
oh,
doing?
so very organized. You know me, just the most organized person. And I watch this in batches, and I finished it this afternoon. And boy, howdy, did we get a heck of a tournament and a heck of
Ooh.
a final match on this show in particular. A lot of like it's affecting a lot of things going forward, in my opinion. That's going to happen in the future of
100%.
Stardom.
100%, 100%. There is some big news to come out of this, not just even with the winner of the Cinderella tournament, but several things that kind of came out afterwards, after the show and the following matches. Um, Interesting remarks also made by the Cinderella winner afterwards. I don't
Hmm.
know if you got to partake in that.
I did.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let's get into it, man, because this show was amazing.
But before we do that, I want to thank all of you for joining us here on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below because we want to hear from you. We love talking to you. And if you are on Backbreaker Video, please check us out on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk on YouTube. And also, please go check out Backbreaker Video, where we are also video will also be posted usually about a week or two later on Backbreaker Video by our good buddy Mike the Ref and all his great content over at Backbreaker Video and youtube.com/at backbreaker_gaming for all his great gaming content. So please check that out. But thank you all for joining us. We are going to get into it. It's time for the Cinderella Tournament, April 15th, Cinderella Tournament Finals. I absolutely had a great time with the show, but I forgot to watch a match because it was a pre-show match, and I watched a full copy of the show. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. This opener was pretty much a showcase. It was warming us up. It was a taster, a tester,
Mhm.
if you will, for the rest of the show. Showcasing the two newest members of the Stardom roster, Hanako and Aya Sakura. Um, this match was kind of like what we have been seeing out of Hanako. She was very strong, very dominant in this one, utilizing and using her size quite regularly against Aya. But Aya was kind of showing that resiliency that we've been used to kind of seeing her with, throwing that drop kicks after drop kicks after drop kicks after at Hanako, and still refusing to go down after lariat after shoulder block from
Mm.
Hanako. I felt that this was a really great showcase to kind of get used to the characters of Hanako and Aya, but also see, where they could kind of do some improvement and some work. With Aya, she's going to be a star in this company. Let me tell you,
Hmm.
her facial expressions, her ability to sell, and the way she does kind of almost ragdoll in the ring for that selling. It's very much a show of her entertainment value and her sportsmanship, showmanship
Hmm.
that she's willing to do in that ring. And much like Cash Masaki, she really, and Mayu Iwatani, she kind of almost has that kind of disregard for herself, and that she does really oversell that stuff. She's going to do phenomenal. Would like to see her join up with a faction to start guiding her a little bit more in her abilities and her strikes. The one that came to my mind the most was Donna Del Mondo.
Hmm.
I feel that every member of that team that remains right now would be able to train her in something that she would be able to utilize and add to her character. Could definitely see her fitting in really well there. Hanako will
Yeah.
always have to be kind of in God's eye.
Mm.
um, so yeah, that strong ability, she's just gonna learn so much from Ami, from Mirai, but then Suri. Suri's gonna teach her the one thing that I think that she's kind of lacking in, which is the one thing that Aya has, you know, loads of, and that's that facial expression.
Hmm.
Working with Suri, I think though, will help her improve a ton in that. But other than that, the opener itself, it wasn't awful. It wasn't great. It was a really solid opener.
Yeah, and that's what you want from it. You want them you want these openers to either be what will sell you on, like if it's a pre-show. This is a pre-show match, right?
Mm,
You either want it to sell you on the pay-per-view you're about to buy, or you want it to be a feature to show you what's the future of the company. It's one of the two,
mhm,
and that's where I really think this really would excel. With Aya especially, I was thinking the same thing with Dun Dun Mundo, mainly because I think she has a respect for Julia, and the fact that
mhm,
she challenged Julia to be her first match in Stardom. So there's a
mhm,
respect factor that she has for her. It's obvious that,
mhm.
and I think yeah, her style being taken in by them would really excel working with those guys. Look at Mai Sakurai. Look at
Absolutely.
how well she's evolved working with Donna Del Mundo, and
Mhm,
now she's going like she's in the semifinals of the Cinderella tournament. This is a huge
mhm,
factor for
mhm.
Julia and the rest of the crew. The show we can develop people here.
100%. And this finisher actually, the finish of this match came in a time limit draw, which I did
Mm.
expect. And I don't think that either one of them should be picking up wins over each other right now, for the time being. When
Yeah,
they do start picking up wins over each other, I think that's going to be in a few months when they've definitely evolved and worked a little bit more. But otherwise, I think that this was a great opener for
yeah, absolutely. I can just imagine because I've seen
them.
both two work now, and they're both pretty damn good. So.
100%.
We move on to the first match of the evening. It's a semifinal in the Cinderella tournament. It's Mai Sakurai versus Waka Tsukiyama.
Mm-hmm.
Mai and Waka really throwing heavy at each other early. But Waka gets the trip in the ropes, gets the drop kick, and gets a rear naked choke early too.
Mm-hmm.
But Mai does eventually work her way. But again, it really showed that they're just beating on each other. But Waka getting that like essentially her luck that she's been having. This ability
Mm-hmm.
since she got that win, she's had such a great run, and being able to
Mm-hmm.
just showing that ability to really take over. She gets this like almost like a springboard, like where she grabbed the cutter and then like springboarded off the ropes into the cutter.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I didn't really know how to call that. It was like a diamond cutter with a
Mm-hmm.
spring with like a Trish Stratus springboard thrown in. I guess like
You're better at
yeah.
that than I am.
Yeah, but again, very good. Beautiful that bridging suplex that Mai does, which is a straight suplex, and she holds the bridge, like
Yes.
absolutely impressive. Beautiful Falcon Arrow face buster by Mai, but
Mm-hmm.
Waka ends up rolling my Sakurai up out of it, which was like okay, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
Maya ends up going up to the top, gets a top rope elbow, only gets two. So she hits a scoop slam, goes up top, and hits a somersault leg drop. And
Mm-hmm.
picks up the win.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't do that. I think I said this. I think she did it before, and I was like,
No.
please don't do this regularly. You're going to mess your back up. Like, just
Mm-hmm.
don't make this a special thing. Like,
Yes, and she was trying to qualify for the finals for the Cinderella tournament. I think this
this is
could
the time to
fall
bust
into
it out.
that gray area for her for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah, Walker really came in hot at the beginning of this one, really motivated, really ready to go. I was so excited for her. Um, yeah, Maido really started flexing that physical dominance that she just seems to be able to turn on and really put Waka through the ringer at the end there. I agree. That leg drop was very like it's cool to see, but every time she does it, I'm like,
Hmm.
my butt hurts just watching it.
Yeah, like take notice of the guys that dropped on their ass for years. Matt Hardy has problems walking. Hulk Hogan had to have both hips replaced and his back's all messed up.
Mhm,
Don't
mhm,
do it regularly. After the
mhm,
match, Mai says the representative of common people, the worthless wrestler, you're a She says calls Waka a worthless wrestler, and your explosive story ends today. Tomorrow you go back to being a boring third-rate wrestler. I was like, oh, ho, ho, them words,
mm.
man. Then she says,
Strong words.
all you commoners that came to Yoyogi today, you'll get to worship me as Cinderella later, and your
Mm.
hearts will pound madly. Now then, please excuse me. Again, she's insulting, but she leaves like a lady.
Yes, pinky's out. As long as your pinky's out on the microphone, it's Okay.
Yeah. Again,
Yeah, that's
absolutely
she's
tremendous.
man stepped up that promo thing, and she's one of the few people who's actually doing it in Stardom right now, which I appreciate.
Yeah, I'm really like a lot of what the commentary was saying. I really wish I understood because, like, it seemed like they really were reacting to her after, especially after the promo was over.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's why I really look forward to All Star Dream Queendom. Chris Charlton, Momo Kogo,
Yes.
and another gentleman who I'm not can't remember his name right now are on the English commentary. I'm
Excellent.
excited, but yeah, absolutely tremendous. Our semifinal match, like
Mm-hmm. 100%.
absolutely tremendous, man. And we follow up with another match which was absolutely stellar. Ami
Mm-hmm.
Sakurai versus Mirai. Tag team partners go to war. And you gotta and also remember, Mirai won this tournament last year.
Mm-hmm.
So for her to be
Mm-hmm.
coming back and marching the way she has through this tournament, it's not
Mm-hmm.
surprising in a sense, but it's surprising to see somebody like, okay, I'm going 2 years in a row. I'm trying to go 2 years in a row with this. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, both wearing new gear tonight.
Yes. Yes. Ami actually almost kind of looked like she was stylized after the dragon in her intro video.
Yeah, and then Mariah had those
With
two
the
wings
wings,
on her
yeah.
chest. The wings looked. I really like both of their gear. I think both look
Mm-hmm.
absolutely phenomenal. This was very much a hold for hold kind of move right off the
Mm-hmm.
stop. A lot of reversals because they both know each other so well. So each one's going for a move, the other one knows how to get around it, and the other one goes get around that. It's very much. And then Ami eventually does drop Mariah with the shoulder blocks.
Mm-hmm.
Ami gets that beautiful high angle Boston Crab, but Mariah does get to the ropes. But yeah, these two just when they when these two go to war, they go to war with each other. They're forearm trading. It's impressive because they know what each other's limit is, and I really do like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then Mariah getting like a beautiful like it's not really rings of Saturn. It's a modified rings of Saturn where she like wraps the legs around the arms and then pulls on the neck. I know there's another name for it. I do not know the name of the move, but just wrenching on the
Mm-hmm.
neck of Ami, just like pulling it,
It's
and
great.
Ami gets to the rope, and then so Mariah stands up, puts the feet around Ami's neck, and Zack Saber Jr. neck snaps her with the
Mm-hmm.
feet. I was like, love when somebody busts out a Zack Saber Jr. Tribute, man. I love it. Um, but they're just unloading on each other throughout this. Like, Ami gets a Blue Thunder bomb. There's a downward spiral by Mirai. They each are just lariating the shit out of each other. Mirai hits a few looking lethal lariats, only gets two, gets up, runs, and just smashes Ami with this giant lariat and picks up the win. Like, dude, like
Mm-hmm.
that was like Bradshaw level lariat right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
she like I
Um,
swear if her head was loose, it would have gone into the second row.
and I did have something to mention about that lariat in the main in the final there,
Mm,
against Mai. Yeah, this match though, that the machine gun chops also I found really interesting because it's interesting to see because Mirai, she only really does it with Ami. It's not usually something that is a part of her regular move set. So seeing her pull it out sololy against Ami, you could see the difference in technique. And
mm-hmm.
I feel bad saying it, but Ami kind of her technique's better. Sure, technique's better than Mirai's.
Yeah, a little
And
bit.
that's probably why Mirai's on the awkward side when they do the machine gun chops, whereas Ami's on the more proper side to do the machine gun chops.
Mm.
But you're absolutely right. This was an absolute battle of partners who absolutely knew everything that the next one would be doing, how they would be trying to reverse something, and it turned out to be so incredible. What was that weird flippity dippity thing that Mirai did off the ropes? Where Ami was facing it, Mirai like ran up the ropes, spun around, almost did this weird power bomby thing on her.
Yeah,
It was
I'm not sure what that was, but it looked cool. Like
yeah,
it
I
looked
just put
cool.
it the crazy flippy penny thingy.
Yeah, but it looked really awesome. Again, it was like a
Yeah.
twisting senton almost.
Again, you'd be better at that
I,
stuff than me. It just looked cool.
it looked awesome. Again, I didn't really know how to describe it, but like she had put Ami down and then hit like went off the rope, and but the way she came off the ropes, it didn't. It ended up in like a senton, but there was like a big
Mhm,
twist in it. Just the way it did, I was like, I've never seen somebody do one like
mhm.
that.
And again, if we could understand the commentary, maybe they would have said what it was, so we could have known what it was.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So that's why I'm looking forward to All Star Grand between them because Chris,
Yes.
the other gentleman, and Momo, it's gonna be awesome.
Momo
Kogo,
Kogo?
Kogo. She's been
Ah,
announced as a third member of that team. So
yes, yes. She was shown to be competent. Yes.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
we are going to move on. We're going to get to the fourth match of the evening. It
mm-hmm.
is Stars. Hazuki Koku and Club Venus's Jessie, Mariah May, and Xena. So this is the first time I've watched Jessie since NXT.
Same.
She's the former Jessie Kamea in NXT. Again, I didn't watch the April 6th or the April 14th shows. I kind of skipped those. I'm sorry to say, but dude, she's tall. I forgot how
Mm-hmm.
tall she was. She's tall. She like Mariah May was tall. She towers over everybody, and she's 5'8". Jessie Kamea online, and she looks slightly taller, is listed at 5'9". So like I was like, wow. And then Xena just looks short compared to both of them, both of her teammates. But then Mina even worse. But dude, absolutely loved it. I absolutely loved Jessie. I think she's really good. Started at Koguma office to shake with May, but she ends up suckering her in and rolling her up a few times. So it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
never trust Koguma.
No, no, never trust the bear. Never trust
Then
the bear. Although they
Mariah
had a
May.
very fast and furious start to their match.
Well, I love the point of Mariah May getting out of the roll ups and then doing the bear thing, but then doing the dance with it, and I
Yeah.
just laughed so hard. And then like Momo got so mad about that. She's like, "No, no!" Like just she was like literally going, "No."
Oh, Koguma, yeah.
Oh, sorry, Koguma. Sorry, to say that's what I meant to say.
It's
Going, "No."
all good. There was a lot of
She
girls in this match.
she was so pissed. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a lot of great spots. Suzuki getting in there, getting a beautiful springboard or getting beautiful tornado DDT, and then get into the crossface onto Xena. Really, again, very smooth the way she did it, and
Mm-hmm.
then turning it into the crossface.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a weird twisting, like implant DDT neck breaker by Momokogo to Jesse. I was like, it looked really different. Like she lifted up implant stuff, but then like twisted it and brought it down almost neck breaker style.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but it was she didn't bring it up in neck breaker. She just went and then twisted and like dropped it down lower, and I was like, oh, that's weird. It was just really
Mm-hmm.
different. I really liked that. Jesse catching Momo running and swings her like around and then just smashes her down to the mat face first. Then
Mm-hmm.
and then
Was that
Mariah,
that end of days looking thing?
yeah, very much like it. She caught her and like spun her around and just slammed her like face first down.
Yeah,
It was
it
it
gave
was
me Baron Corbin like NXT vibes.
yeah, I really liked it, and
Mm-hmm,
it was an
same.
interesting movie. And then Mariah May and Xena hit this like uh, double KOD to Momo. Like they had them like each on the back, and then they each brought her over and just smashed her down. And then Jesse hits like an air raid crash into a facebuster slam, gets the win.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Club Venus making some waves here, and then Mariah May after the match makes fun of Momo Kogo, says you lost again. What's it like to be a loser? We don't know because we always win, which isn't true. They have lost a few times. I've been mad about it. She said, I like to give you an invite to Club Venus, but you can just stay dragging stars down. Like I
Now,
was
that being said, though, has Stars been able to defeat Club Venus?
that
I
I'm
feel like
not
they have
sure.
taken some losses, but I don't think that a Stars member has actually defeated a Club Venus member.
That's very possible. I'm not totally sure. I haven't really looked into it, but yeah. Um yeah, it was still kind of an odd thing at the
It
end.
was, yeah.
She calls
Especially to
Mom
insult her tatas after she didn't have the parts
she called
required.
she's Choppa or something. I don't know what she said.
Um, I don't know what she was calling her. I think she was just calling her a variation of loser. Sounded like shot. It had an S sound at the beginning.
If that was Choppa, but it could be. I'm not sure. I'm really not
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, again, Momo
I was
says
just
she.
getting upset because she was talking about her boobs and how she didn't have enough boobs to be in Club Venus.
It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah. This was a fun match though. I felt like Momo was a little off at the beginning. She wasn't as like cheery as she usually was, but
Hmm.
she definitely kind of figured her stuff out through as the match kind of progressed. Um I didn't know if this was the right terminology for this, but Xena got this weird it looks like an infinity thing. Is that the cravat?
Yeah, cravat. Yeah.
The cravat grip and then slammed Momo's face into her knee. I thought
Hmm.
that was a really cool and unique move for her to kind of do there. There was a crazy spinning side slam that Hazuki did on Xena that was hella impressive. I was like, ooh, that looked like it hurt. I really enjoyed the stereo backdrops that Xena and Mariah did. I believe it was on Koguma and Momo, in
Yes.
which Mariah followed up with the double shotgun drop kick out of the corner there.
Hmm.
Sure, her drop kicks are really, really good. And of course, she's so pretty. She makes it look really, really good. Um,
She does.
this was also my introduction to Jessie. This is my first time seeing her as this character, and in general, I don't watch WWE, and I didn't watch NXT in the time that she was there, so I don't know.
She really
um,
didn't have much of a character there. Like she
no,
was
okay.
being developed there. She was just like no, not generic, but she was another women's wrestler there, but was let go.
Mm.
And again, I think this is a good fit for her. She's still young, and this is a good way for her because maybe she ends up back in the WWE years down the road. Just this will help her so that much more to really create a character.
Hmm. Now, as I was saying about her, my overall opinion of her is I found her very entertaining, very enthusiastic, very much a good fit in Club Venus. Very impressive. Her axe kick was really really cool. I gotta say, I love Tam's axe kick,
Hmm.
but like Tam just goes up and down. Jesse held that thing for a little bit before dropping it down. I was pretty impressed with that. Overall, she actually at like she very much wrestles like a very experienced vet. She
Hmm.
wrestles with a lot of experience in education. I really look forward to seeing her develop with Club Venus and to see how the other girls under her, specifically what happens later in the night, seeing how that happens, seeing how that goes, and how that has effects on stuff that we won't spoil now.
No, but like you're saying about her wrestling like a vet. I think that's the W Performance Center of it all. Because if you look even like Juice Robinson, when
Mm,
he was in developmental, he was training there, and even when he was a young lion in there, you could see he was a step above everybody else due to just because of that previous training that he had had.
mm,
You said that's just that step above at that time,
mm,
and she looks the same way.
mm.
Yeah.
I'm sure all of the training that she has like gotten throughout the career has helped. And the
Oh yeah.
WWE obviously is the top kind of professional kind
Yeah.
of thing. So it definitely would have taught her the professionalism and education in the ring there for sure.
Hmm. For
But
sure.
yeah, that's all I got to say on this guy.
So we'll move on to a 12 woman tag match. It's Queen Quest Azumi Hina, Lady C, Miyu Emasaki, Saya Kamatani, Utami Hayashida versus Uedo Ties, Momo Watanabe, Natsuka Tora, Rina, Raka, Saki Kashima, and Starlight Kid. Whew. Okay, a lot of people in here. A lot of fracas, if you want to say. Like, just crazy in this match.
This was chaos, but it was controlled chaos. At no point in time did it feel like it was unpullbackingly out of
Hmm.
control. Everyone kind of had their thing of what they were doing. They knew where to go and what to do and how to be. Um, Momo back again with them soul snatchers. Holy hecking crap! Those kicks are deadly. Um, Ruaka. I mean, what can we say about Ruaka? She's freaking dominant. That woman
Hmm.
is amazing. Just the growth that we see her every single show is absolutely incredible. Lady C is just. has come out of left field for me. She's quickly becoming one of my favorites in this company. Her hard work, her dedication, the way she entertains, the way she wrestles is just so good for a tall girl wrestler. Like
Mm-hmm.
she's so good. Um, there was what did I hear? The six lady leg drop or drop
Oh,
kick that
yeah.
all of Queen Quest did to was it Starlight Kid there?
No,
No,
Rena.
Rena. Um, I had a good chuckle at that. I was like, that took a little bit longer to set up than it probably should have, but it was a nice little homage because I think this was the first time for me that I saw pretty much the entire faction of Queen's Quest in the ring all at the same time, like every single one. Because usually we only see five.
Yeah, it's usually 3 or 5 is what
Yeah,
we
so this was
get.
like
So
all six functional current members of Queen's Quest. And I think Edo Tai was only missing like what Fukiken.
yeah, so, yeah,
I think
just
Fukiken
Fuki.
was the only one missing.
And I'm okay if Fuki's missing because again,
Her makeup can only work so hard.
she creeps me
At
out.
the end here, Utami tossing around Rena, flexing her power. She's the Red Queen. Um, the body drop that she did to Utami with the Azumi, I think it was, tag team there. A lot
Hmm.
of fun. But holy hot dang, did Oedo Tai come together at the end of this match?
Hmm. And
Mm-hmm.
Rena picking up the big win. I think of it all. The biggest thing is Rena winning it, like a way to tie all gang jump Miu. Then Rena gets her into it and gets her with hitting with a gory slam.
Mm-hmm.
Gets to the win again. Big win
Mm-hmm.
for for a way to tie, but even
Mm-hmm.
bigger for Rena in my opinion.
100%, 100%. Yeah, every single member of Oedo Tai hit some kind of signature on poor Miyu Imasaki, and
Hmm.
just she had her day racked. And she was doing so good, even pulling off that pendulum DDT that she always does, or not the pendulum, the run up DDT on the ropes.
She had a
Um,
pendulum in it too.
that is a pendulum. Oh,
No,
okay.
no, that was a tornado, but same kind of like Naito does.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, that's a tornado. But I like she also hit her pendulum DDT in this match too,
yeah.
which is one like
Earlier,
Kevin Knight. But it looks so
yeah.
good when she does it, man.
Oh yeah, she's gotten very, very good at those DDTs, 100%. But
Hmm.
like, I gotta say, Oedo Tai earned this win.
Oh,
Like they
100%.
were there for their persons and peoples. They knew where to be. They knew who to take out. They picked a target. They stuck with them. Like at the end of it, I was like, I love Queen's Quest. They're my girls, but gosh dang, Oedo Tai earned this win, 110%.
Oh, 110%.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely phenomenal. It was just they did a great job. They they at the end they got her alone. They got me alone, and it's
Mm-hmm.
what you got to do. And all attack and then finish it off. It's
Mm-hmm.
they did the right things, and again, they didn't pull their usual. They didn't pull their crap in this, which I was
No.
very happy about. We'd get that in the
Mm-hmm.
main event.
Yeah, yeah. They brought all their stuff. They brought all the toys to ringside, but they didn't use them, so that was good.
Yeah. So we are going to move on. It is to a 6-woman tag match. It stars Hanan, Mayu Itani, and Saida taking on the team of Power Passion Pineapple, Nane Takahashi, Yuna Mizumori, and you. If it's these three
Power
together,
Passion Pineapple.
if it's these three together, it's Power Passion Pineapple to me.
You just said it like such a stuffy bougie guy.
It seems like a very bougie phrase.
Oh goodness.
This is where Koguma actually joins the commentary team for the night.
Yes.
Yeah, very back and forth at the start of the match. Each team
Mm,
trying to like it's just giant frackets at the start. Like all the members are in fighting, knocking,
uh-huh.
and then until stars they get the triple team onto Yuna. Um, Dude, there's a great spot. Yuna gets this like snapmare roll through, and
Mm,
then up and like pulls her in and hits this like short arm lariat from the knees.
mm-hmm.
Ooh, that looked rough as heck.
That's it, Yuna.
Yeah. The story of Hanan trying to judo throw you was amazing.
It would bless her heart for having such goals
Well, she
to
did it. I
go
think
for.
she tried it twice, and then the third time she actually did judo to you, which is
Hmm.
insanely impressive because she couldn't
Hmm.
get off a couple times, but the first time she you stops her and like slams her, and then
Hmm.
hits her with like the senton. I'm just like, oh, you messed up, girl. Yeah, dude. Absolutely tremendous match from both teams. Mayu Iwatani looking like a house on fire every time she's in that ring. Like
Hmm.
again, you said it's that recklessness. It's that
Hmm.
throwing caution to the wind. She's absolutely phenomenal, and
Reckless disregard.
you can kind of see the influence it's having on girls like Hanan, who's kind of getting reckless in some of the things she does. Saida is you can see the recklessness happening with her too. It's
Yeah, she stepped up to you.
mm-hmm. And she got put down because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ida, beautiful. I love that top rope shoulder block. She hits
Yes.
Nane with it. Gets the Northern Lights for two. She goes for the trying to get like a hanging chancery, like choke, like a
Hmm.
hanging front chancery on the ropes onto Nane, where she gets stopped, and then Nane superplexes the shit out of her off the top, like just went
Hmm.
crashes. But then Nane went up, and Ida comes up and hits like a super power slam off the top. I was like,
Yes, she does.
oh, so good.
Hmm.
They're like the stars. Eventually, they all get into shoved into the corner. Everybody's running into them. You hits the cannonball to all of them. Um, and eventually, Nane gets the crossface on Ida, and she is wrenching on it, and Ida has to
Oh yeah.
tap out. But like,
Wow.
yeah, absolutely tremendous match.
This was phenomenal, and it's just so heavy hitting when it comes to you. You forgot to mention the roll,
Oh, the
the
rollout, yeah.
triple roll that they actually managed to all hit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. You know, Maya with the reckless disregard for her own personal safety, it definitely is wearing off on her team. That's definitely probably part of the main reason why she's the captain of Stars. She really kind of brings out that um drive and desire in the rest of the people that she is kind of surrounding herself with. You can definitely see it in Momo. You can definitely see it in Hazuki and Kaguma. Saida and Hanan are no different as well. Um, I really, really like Ida's new look with the that nice brown caramel brown roots with the little pink in there. It really, really makes her look fancy pantsy. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Mayu and Nane really having some, we'll say, words throughout the the match with each other. Not too happy with each other. Clearly, their history together coming back up and coming back into front and center. I had fun with this match. I really had
I
fun with it afterward. It's actually.
yeah. So after the match, I didn't actually see what Mayu said in her promo, but I'm fairly sure it's
You didn't
something
get
to
far.
do with Queendom in challenging.
What happened was she started talking. At first, she started yelling at Nane, and then
Mm,
realized that Nane wasn't there to yell at anymore. And she was like, "Oh, I guess she left." Well, okay. Well, I guess on the I think it was April 23rd, I'm gonna be in the Queendom show, and I'm gonna be facing Mercedes Monet for the IWGB Women's Championship, and I'm gonna win it for Stardom, and really just pepping herself up. She was getting ready, cutting this last promo for the show of the 23rd, when suddenly a masked vigilante hit the ring and knocked the ish out of Mayu Iwatani, and then revealed her mask, showing us that Mercedes Monet made a special debut to, we'll say, confront her opponent for the April 23rd show. And she made her point. She made that point, and she pretty much made the statement: she's here to stay. She ain't going nowhere. Maya will not be defeating her for the IWGP Women's Championship.
yeah, I was like, again, that was the debut in Stardom of Mercedes Monet.
It was indeed.
Yeah, that's huge. And like, just again, a very impactful way to come in. I really did like that. So she says there's a price to pay when you mess with Mercedes Monet. I was like, I like it. It rhymes.
Really playing off the moniker of her name, and she's smart enough to know how to market that very, very well.
She knows what she's doing. Hey, like she's now she's been on a hit TV show, The Mandalorian. Now, like she's kind of becoming like she's got another movie. She's filmed. So like she's got stuff. She's making moves.
She's eating gummies.
Yeah, she has an agent now. So she's really making moves in the world, and I think she's going to be quite successful. Whether she stays in Stardom or not, we don't
Mm,
know what's going on with that because supposedly her contract ends on the 23rd show. But
mm,
Mercedes has also said online, nobody knows what my contract is unless I tell you what my contract is. So
mm,
you
mhm.
never know what it's going to be.
Her plan is that what I heard is that her plan is to remain in Japan and learn Japanese.
Yeah, she
So
said she
that
wants
means
to move there.
that could mean she's going to stay there. Doesn't mean
Hmm.
she's going to stay exclusively with Stardom. I mean, I wouldn't if I was her.
Tokyo
I'd be
Joshi
looking at
Pro.
Ice Ribbon. I'd be looking at Wave. I'd be looking at anything.
Tok-
Just tap out.
Tokyo
We've got
Joshi
all of that.
Pro. That's who, like a lot of the women that come over from to AEW, they're from Tokyo Joshi Pro, and they're absolutely phenomenal.
Mm,
It's so you got a lot of
100%.
options there. So I would love to
Mm-hmm.
see her being able to be a freelancer between all the companies.
Mm-hmm. 100%. I as well.
We are going to move on to the next match of the evening. It is Syuri versus Konami. Okay, who is Konami? I think I've seen her a couple times, but I haven't.
Konami was essentially when I started watching in Suri's place, pretty much. She was the top girl in
Hmm,
the company, very, very popular, very over. I believe there was some kind of injury that caused her to
hmm,
step away for an extended period of time. She kind of softly retired, I believe is what it was called. Um,
okay.
when she did retire, she was actually a part of Oedo Tai originally. And then when she came back,
Okay.
she joined God's Eye. Um, she is absolutely amazing. Like we have seen her, I think, a handful of times since her return.
Yeah, a
Um,
couple times. Yeah, I remember seeing her a
yeah,
couple times.
she's literally like Suri. She's another version of Suri with her own kind of different style of entertainment. Um, this match was JR Slammer Knocker. I don't have a whole lot of notes on this one except for they kicked the holy hell and shit out of each other because it
Yeah,
is the UWF rules for
was
this
it?
match.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was UWF rules, but okay, I will trust that 100%. But
That's what it said on the thing. That's what I wrote down. I hope that's right. But yeah, they kicked the shit out of each other. There was tons of
mhm,
technical wrestling at the front of this. I actually kind of started thinking that in regards to technicality in Stardom, there's a lot of girls who do some technical stuff, but not to the same degree that Suri typically does. I
mhm.
feel like Konami is actually her perfect balance. Konami actually does do as much submissions as Suri, so seeing them fight together was actually for me a treat.
Well, I
Um,
I I look at Surya the same way I look at like a Tom Law. They both came from that legit shoot fighting background. So
yes, and
going to
Konami did
that
a hell of
submission,
a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. That's just
Yeah,
I feel that way with Suri is the same way I feel Tom Lawler, that style.
yeah, yeah. As we got later into the match, you know, their strikes were just unreal. They were just smacking the hell out of each other. They weren't pulling no punches. They were full on slapping each other in the face. You could see Suri's face start swelling and
Hmm.
everything. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Konami getting this weird lock on Suri where she had her foot kind of weirdly wrapped around her neck and her arm as she kind of
Hmm.
was pulling that arm bar. The
Yeah.
thing I had with that is I was like, ooh, that's really risky knowing that Suri always goes for that stretch muffler. You're pretty much putting your foot
Well, that's exactly
right.
what happened.
Yeah, and exactly what happened. Twice Suri tried to roll her up into the muffler, stretch muffler
Hmm.
there, and twice Konami was actually able to kind of wiggle her way out of it and try to prevent it. But it was very, very interesting to see them really fighting for that technical superiority there.
Hmm. I thought they were absolutely tremendous together, and then the kicks
Mhm.
back and forth were absolutely. There's one spot where Suri hits like a code breaker, then
Yes.
Konami hits a German, then
Mhm.
Suri hits a German, so Konami hits a kick to the head, and I'm just like, and it's just all so rough, and it's just these
Mhm.
girls are just smashing the hell. The end of it though, Suri gets a headbutt to the back of the head of Konami and hits an enziguri, only gets two. So she sets up, hits a Tajiri style buzzsaw kick right to the side of the head, knocking, like pretty much knocking Konami out, and gets
Mhm.
the pin in the win. Like, holy crap, man. These two just absolutely
Great
killed
match.
it.
Great
Yeah.
match.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And also looked
Absolutely.
so pretty after.
Yeah.
Because
And when I'm watching this, I'm like as I knew Konami was around longer. I knew that. So I was like,
mhm.
did Suri base her like look around Konami's? Because it's kind of like I was watching the same person just in
They
alternate
do look
costumes.
eerily similar, yeah. I mean, they
It-
are both on God's Eye, so it might kind of make sense that they kind
mhm.
of dress similarly right now, because that is new gear as far as I'm aware for Konami. Because before,
Yeah,
when she was with Oedo Tai, it was all purple and black.
yeah, and she like I'm looking at a picture of her from 2021. She's in like these black tights with like a almost like wearing a t-shirt with her gear and stuff.
And
So
the
like yeah,
bang, right? The triangle bang in the front. She
yeah.
looked
So
so evil, a part of Oedo Tai. She fit in there so good.
I'm seeing a picture from 2015, and she's wearing almost like a sailor outfit for her gear. It's on.
It's
It's on the way.
amazing.
It's on her Wikipedia page, man. Check it out. It's quite interesting.
I'm gonna believe you on that one.
Her profile picture is dope as fuck though. That's the gear with the black gear. It's so good.
Yeah, she's very amazing. She had this
Yeah.
very confident swagger to her when she was a part of Oedo Tai that was just it was almost very similar to like Momo Watanabe.
Oh, okay.
Like
Yeah.
Momo kind of emulated that afterwards because Momo came on right after Konami. I think actually Momo came on about the same time that Konami was leaving.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, it's very much you see that, and you see that similarities, and I really loved it.
Mhm.
I absolutely loved it. So we're gonna move on to the semi-main event evening. I was really confused why this wasn't going on last, and then I realized why after the main event, and then what came after. Again, they
Mhm.
so it is actually my Sakurai versus Mirai. So it just is the graphic that there was out for it that I could get that I
Mhm.
got a hold of. So they're staring each other down at first, and Mirai offers the hand. Mai shakes it, but then they start forearming each other while still holding onto the handshake. They just smash the crap out of each other.
Yeah, yeah. What I got from that is Mirai offered the right hand, which is the shake, the sportsman shake.
Mm-hmm.
And Mai slapped that hand out of the way and offered the left hand, which is the we grab and we forearm
Mm-hmm.
each other, from what I understand of professional
But
wrestling.
it was great. It was.
It was a great way to start off because it was almost like Mai was saying, "Yeah, I'm not quite being sportsmanlike, but like let's get into this and kick the crap out of each other."
Oh yeah, it was a great spot by Mariah. She hits like a flatliner, and then
hmm
she tries to go for her wheelbarrow into the half Nelson, but my Sakurai rolls it through into a really nice tight STF. But Mariah like
hmm
struggles, crawls. She gets to the ropes, but yeah, like I really liked the way she rolled her through and caught the leg and got that STF.
Very, very smart. Mirai, she doesn't pull it out a whole ton, but she's got a very, very nice technical kind of unlockable move set that she kind of goes into for some of these big matches,
Mm-hmm.
especially. Yeah, Mai really tried to gain that upper hand on Mirai very, very quickly. Even throwing her on the outside, taking advantage of her, throwing her into the ring corners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
What I really but I love the turnaround for that was when Mai was running in. She also got that drop kick. Remember
Mm-hmm.
running down the whole ramp and catching that drop kick on Mirai?
Yeah.
But what I really liked on the outside, Mai's running in to do something. I don't know what she was going to planning on doing at this point. But Mirai just picked her up, used her momentum against her, and just fed her to the ground. It was great. Um,
Mm-hmm.
the shotgun drop kicks that Mirai does off of the top turnbuckle are just killer. Because she really, really brings her knees in and fully extends once she touches you. My going flying on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I really did enjoy that that transition that you mentioned with the STF. It was like Mirai was going for that wheelbarrow German that she usually goes for, and then Mai just somehow reversed it and caught her in that STF. Mirai eventually able to pull off that wheelbarrow German later in the match. But man, that was super impressive. I've never seen Mai kind of reverse something like that.
I've never really seen anybody do a reversal like that to that move
Yeah.
specifically.
Yeah. Something that we'd mentioned earlier, I wanted to touch on this one was lariats from Mirai. Holy shit. I think we saw about three or four different styles, like kinds of lariat come out of Mirai for this one. Not my favorite, unfortunately. I didn't see the rolling one over the rope, but
Mm.
like the one that she managed to hit on her at the end there, right before pinning her. Holy shit, it like folded her inside out and almost back up again. She got such a rotation on that.
Yeah,
Utterly crazy.
absolutely insane. I got to give her a big shout out. She get a shout out to Kyrie Sane in this match, going and hitting that insane elbow off the
Uh,
top. Like when she came out and she kicked out, I was like, no, that's Kyrie Sane style right there. Like the way she did it, I'm like,
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's and but the end of this. They're just trading forearms, kneeling like while they're kneeling, smashing each other. They're just was it Mai got like three huge big boots in the back half in the back part of the match where she's just running and just booting her in the
Yep.
face. Like those big boots are vicious. But then
Mm-hmm.
Mirai, she comes back with a lariat, hits a jumping lariat, and then hits another like and then hits a spinning Miramare shock,
Mm-hmm.
but Mai kicks out. So Mirai has the miraculous idea. I'm going up to the top and hits a tribute to Tanahashi, the high fly flow off the to. Well, I guess it's an aces high because it's to a standing opponent. It's
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
aces high, takes Mai down and gets the win. Huge victory here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She is presented with the glass slipper representing Cinderella.
And like
Um,
as a fellow shoe collector, I marked the hell out seeing that because I didn't know that that was the trophy.
oh, really? Okay. I
Yeah.
actually I did.
I did
Yeah.
not. I went into this completely blind, my friend.
Yeah.
Completely
Again,
blind.
I absolutely loved it. And she is granted one wish to challenge for any title she chooses, which we will get more information on a little bit
Mm-hmm.
later because she headed to the back right after this. I'm like, but is she
She
not getting a
did.
speech? And I was just very confused. So
She
this
had
is
to change into her Cinderella gown.
I didn't realize that.
You can't be a Cinderella if you don't have a dress. I mean, the shoe is only part of it.
Yeah. So we move on to the main event. And it's Donna Del Mundo's Julia Hemeka, Micah, and Thekla taking on Cosmic Angels, Mina Shirakawa, Natsupoi, Tam Nakano, and Saki. This is a best 2 out of 3 falls 8-woman tag match.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmic Angels coming out doing their awesome dance together, looking good.
So coordinated. So they were
Hmm.
crossing each other in the ring and everything. It was so good.
Yeah, and then when Donna Del Mundo's coming, when they all come out to the stage, it just shows how freaking badass all of them are. Like they all
Yeah.
just look so badass coming out.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
like
I
Hemeka
love
coming out looking
Donna's
like a like
music.
oh
It reminds me of a Final Fantasy chime that's playing while you're just wandering one of the cities.
yeah, you're right. But I was just saying with Hemeka coming out, she almost looks like she's like the classy badass of them all. The way with her like the
Yeah.
way her gear like her coat is, it's very and
Yeah.
with the and it's like she's like the classy of the classy one of the badasses.
Mm-hmm. And then there's just Thekla, who's just badass.
Oh yeah, just absolutely phenomenal. All coming
Mm-hmm.
out this match. Don Demano attacks for the bell. They all stand off and fight, and they all brawl the floor. Second that, though, get back in the ring, and they have a high speed style match for the first couple of minutes here. Like it's that very
Mm-hmm.
fast speed. Thek gets the leg choke on the ropes, and all the rest of DDM come in and like choke on Natsupoi while she's in the ropes. I really like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's so much to this match. Some absolutely phenomenal stuff
Mm-hmm.
here. just you could see a lot of like Nina in there with Julia at points, and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize how much I want this match because I was just like, dang, I want to see this match. But okay, I'm trying to look for the actual first pinfall of this. Um, oh,
Julia and Pam.
Julia gets the glorious driver onto Tam to take the first fall. But yeah,
Mhm.
there was this really cool spot where it's like my Hemi
Had
lifts
her up, yeah.
no, like they lifted Tam up while Julia hit the German.
Oh, that's not
I
the
don't know if
spot
that
I'm
was
thinking of.
that spot, but no, they lifted her up and they dropped her into the dual kicks from Thekla and
Yeah,
oh, so
nasty.
I was like, that was vicious as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
or sorry, it was to Natsupoi they did the German, the lift up in German, the triple German.
Oh,
That was
okay.
to Natsupoi. I'm sorry, I
Okay.
mistaken
I
there.
wrote down Tam on there. That's why I thought it was Tam.
Yeah, was it Tam Nakano hits the violet screwdriver, but the pin gets broken up. The Cosmic Angels do the four-way axe kick down,
Mhm.
and Tam gets the bridging tiger suplex for the second fall on Julia.
Yeah, yeah. And also, something to note, right after the first fall, when Julia pinned Tam, Natsupoi became absolutely incensed and just went full like feral monkey on Julia, just like screaming and hair pulling and clawing and fur and feces everywhere. It was crazy.
I didn't see feces.
I mean, I'm sure there was none. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, right after that was kind of like when Tam and Poi kind of did start beating down on Julia. This was when also that freaking crazy German that Thekla did off of the freaking top rope there. I think it was it on Tam. I feel like it was on Tam where she did the bridging German and then just held on to the corner and just
Oh,
braced
the
herself.
spider suplex that she
Yeah,
did. Oh yeah,
right.
dude, that was
Gosh
absolutely
dang.
phenomenal. That was
This is the reason why
absolute.
that woman is everything that I want to be.
Well, the core strength alone, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then poor Poi. I mean, she got tossed.
Mm-hmm.
um, yeah, Mina and Hemika starting off that final round, going into this
Mm-hmm.
kind of like sudden death kind of scenario here for both of these teams. Man, oh man, were these girls hitting for freaking goals? Yeah, there was one point where Mina and Tam were trying to like work together, and there was just so much chaos going on where the just things ended up just reversed,
Well,
where they
Mina,
weren't hitting who they were supposed to. They were just beating the shit out of each other.
Mina ends up inadvertently hitting Tam with a spinning back fist.
Yeah, which is
Yeah,
not good, obviously.
not at all.
And this was another situation also where Micah hit Poi so freaking hard that Poi not only rotated, but I'm pretty sure if she had just a tiny bit more momentum, she probably could have re-landed on her feet again. She went so inside out for that lariat from Micah. And like
Yeah,
Micah went all in. She had speed, she hit the ropes, and she like full leaned into that thing. That was vicious. And this is why I love Micah.
yeah. Like there's some great spots. Like I said, that double or it's like a double choke slam German suplex from Julia and
Yeah.
my Hemi. That was absolutely brutal. And then following up with a
Mhm.
lariat by Micah to net, but it was broken up. And then just this like you're saying that murderous lariat to Natsupoi and the
Mhm.
Michinoku driver, and Micah picks up the win.
She does indeed. And that was
Dude,
authoritative. She was like mad. I loved it.
yeah, absolutely tremendous match from
Mhm.
all the women, winners and losers. This was absolutely phenomenal. Like,
Mhm.
I think we both talked everything, our highlights of this at least.
Mhm. Mhm. 100%.
So,
100%. But then the end happened.
yeah, the post match. So, Julia
Mhm.
gets the mic, shouts out Hemika's last match with DDM as like a team, and says they won. She thanks her for being part of DDM and all the hard work she's done, and to stay in touch with in your private life. She literally like that little line. I'm like, I like that.
Mhm.
Hemika says her last match with DDM was amazing. She will always love DDM. See you next week in Yokohama Arena. Julie gets the mic back, says she won't tell Cosmic Angels to disband. She doesn't care if they break up or not. It's not about that. It's all about you, Tam. I'll never forgive you. I'm like, Jesus. There's some
I
hate.
mean,
There's
the
some
girl has cut her hair not once but twice.
Yeah, there's some hate there. She says, "You won't take this belt. You can't take anything from me." Like that was like, whew. I'm going to throw you down to the bottom of despair,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the last time we will meet. Referring to the Yokohama Arena match, I'm guessing. And
I think
shoves
so.
her in the face, and then drops the mic, and then screams out, "Thank you, Micah," or actually, "Thank you, Hamika."
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, getting the crowd to chant, and DDM made their exit, leaving poor little Tam, um, just again incensed in the ring, sobbing quietly to herself.
Yeah, so Tam ends up getting the mic, tells Julia it's none of her business. You have 1 week left with that red belt, so polish it up nice. And then she drops the mic, and they're getting ready to leave. And as
Oh, she
Nat,
also said that the Angels are not breaking up. That's
oh
what's
yeah, that's it.
important to this.
So yeah, she says they're not breaking up. So Tam, Nat, and Saki get out of the ring, and they're on the apron as Mina picks up the mic and says that she's leaving Cosmic Angels. Right after her team leader said we're not breaking up.
Irony.
Yeah. So they said now that Tam has Natsupoi as an important ally, but she's now has Club Venus as her important allies.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, she says she wants to be as good of a leader as Tam. She has some other stuff, but again, it was I summing that up part up.
Hmm.
She said she was spoiled and pampered by Tam, but she wants to be a fighter and a leader.
Hmm.
And she said Club Venus will be independent. And he does say thank you, Tam, and bows to her. Like she isn't like some like you and attacking you. I'm leaving. Like it didn't
Yeah,
seem.
it wasn't like how she broke to Unagi that she was forming Club Venus, where they ended up fighting and crying.
Yeah, it was more like conscious uncoupling.
Hmm. Hmm.
um,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the big thing for me, out of even bigger than Club Venus breaking away, was Mina going, "What about you, Waka?" And Waka looks so confused.
Oh, the
Tam,
poor girl. Like, way
oh
to
my
put
god.
her on the spot.
And then Tam's like they're like crying, and I think he's crying. It's like, "Will you stay?" And it's just I was just like, "Oh my god, she's leaving." Because when Tam asked the question, it was like it was assuring me. I'm like, "Oh, she's leaving." Because I was,
100%.
oh, and she says she
And I'm
loves
pretty
Cal.
sure I called that.
Oh yeah, you call it. Well, you mentioned it. I wrote it down. You mentioned it a while back that as I
Hmm.
was saying that DDM should poach her. And you said, "Well, what about Club Venus poaching her and breaking away?" And you even mentioned them breaking away as their own team. So I was
Hmm.
like, "Huh, that would be interesting." But yeah,
Hmm.
she thanks Tam. She says she loves Cosmic Angels. She thanks Tam. And she was the reason she got her first. She helped her get her first victory. And to Tam, she says, "I will always love you." And then she says she's leaving. I was like, "Oh, that's heartbreak right there." And she's joining Club Venus.
Let's be honest, though.
Mm.
There's a few points to take out of that. The first, Waka be thinking, because she cannot pick up that Cosmic Angels dance to save her life. The Club Venus dance is going to be far, far easier for her to pick up. But secondly, as I mentioned before, on her socials and everything, she obviously has a closer relationship and friendship with Mina, with Xena, with Mariah, with Zaya that she did with Natsupoi or Tam. You can see on Tam and Natsupoi's socials, they're always together. They're always doing things together or independently.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really interact with all the other members of the stars. You can see Kaguma and Hazuki, same thing, and they include Momo also, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't see that with any other members in the Cosmic Angels with Waka except
Mm-hmm.
for Club Venus. So to
And
me, it
Mina,
just
yeah.
kind of naturally made sense. But poor Tam,
Oh,
losing so many members. of her faction right before she's going into a world title match. I mean, she's already, having issues with Julia because, that's clearly one of her rivals. They've had the hair versus hair match, and she's cut Julia's hair again recently, resulting in that side shave that Julia has done. Julia headbutt her so hard she broke open her forehead at that press conference. Like, Tam's got enough on her mind right now to have to worry about her whole faction kind of pissing off on her. And that being said, who remains?
So you got. I literally just brought it up. You have a Nagi Sayaka. According this is
There's
all
three
according to
of them, technically.
this is all according to Wikipedia, but she's
Hmm.
listed as an original member and still part of it. Saki, because of the colors thing.
Yes.
You
That
have
leaves Rena.
you do have Rina Amikura, Hiraki Shimizu,
Hmm.
and Yuko Sakurai, who
Yes,
joined all at the same time. So again, them, but again, they're not
regular
like
members.
regular
All
full time
three.
members. So
Yeah, the
and
only
then
regular members that we kind of have remaining who are full time stardom are Meltier.
yeah, and I guess Saki to a degree. She's on a good bit of the shows.
She is on more than Rina and Yuko, that's for sure.
Yeah, but
But I don't feel that she's present enough to like really make it a faction. Cosmic Angels kind of disintegrated into Stardust.
a little bit. But after the match, after
Hmm.
all this, Saori Anu comes out, a former
Hmm.
Stardom legend, I guess. Again, I don't know the history there. I know she
Me
has
neither, me
I
neither.
know she has a lot of history with Natsupoi. So and she comes out, and I know nothing was said, but I've read some stuff. She is now a member of Cosmic Angels.
Yes.
So again, they have three or two full time members. If Saori Anu is back with Stardom and ready to work full time, again you have three full time members plus Saki and Unagi, and
I
then a
think
couple
Unagi
others.
is considered a free agent right now, so she doesn't like she's not regular part of the company.
No,
But
but she
yeah,
is still technically part of the team, but
yeah.
she's not a full time roster person. But yeah,
Like Jazzy Gabber's a part of the Neo Stardom Army, but we haven't
mhm.
seen her in a hot minute.
Yeah, it's the same thing with Unagi, and then Saki is member due to the colors, uh,
Correct.
being part of Cosmic Angels. It's just holy crap! Like you have three members if you include Saki in this. You have three regular members, so adding Sirianu back into this is a good thing.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
And it looked like the team was unanimous in their acceptance of it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hide this away because I didn't get a picture of Mirai in her dress. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
That was very ball gowny.
Very well, Gownie. So Mirai comes out in the big dress. She poses holding the slipper, the glass slipper. She gets in like she says, God's eyes, new fighting princess, and 2023 Cinderella. I'm Mirai. Okay. I was just like the fighting princess. I thought that was Mariah May, but okay. She yells 2 years in a row, and she was she was really happy to face Ami as her semifinal opponent, and also very happy to face Mai Sakurai in the finals.
Mhm.
And now she's talking about Mai Sakurai, saying they are both stronger than they were. But you've never beaten me, but we'll both get stronger and we'll meet again.
Mhm.
And then she comes out and say, I won the Cinderella, and now I'd like to win the singles belt. And this is where the crowd went, oh, because they're like, okay, what are you challenging for? But then she says, but she has a match next week with Ami, where they'll be challenging for the Goddess of Stardom belts
Mhm.
against Seven Up. Uh, she says she will let everyone know which belt she will challenge for after that.
Mhm.
She said
Mhm.
the red belt, the white belt, the IWGP belt. What will I challenge for?
Mhm. I mean, let's look at it, man. Like we got Mina Shirakawa and Saya Kamitani battling for the white belt. We've seen Mirai face with Nina before, and we've seen Mirai face Kamitani before. Well, I believe we've also seen Mirai come up short against Kamitani for that belt before.
Mhm.
That being said, if Julia retains the red belt, that would be a match Melball would love to see. But even if Tom somehow manages to upset Julia, that
Be
would
an amazing
also be a
match.
match I would love to see.
Hmm.
With that being said, How interesting would it be if Mercedes retained against Mayu?
This is what I was
And
gonna say.
we put Monet to the test against a different speed because up until this point, she's wrestled Kairi, she's wrestled Tam, she's now going to be she's wrestled Hazuki, Azumi, and she's going to be wrestling Mayu. These are all high speed women. These are not typically your power women like Mirai, Ami, Nani
Hmm.
Takahashi, Yuna Mizumori, Ruaka, Natsuko Tora. This would be an evolution for Mercedes and an opportunity for both Mercedes and Stardom because it would be able to show someone that we don't necessarily see on a bigger stage like Julia, like Natsuko Tora, like Utami, like Maika, like Tam, like all those girls who are known.
Hmm.
It would be a tremendous opportunity for them. What do you think, Andre?
I would love to see Mariah challenge Monet.
Yeah.
I think those two would and I would love to see it at a non-Stardom event.
Mhm.
And not to say Stardom shouldn't get it, but to imagine if she challenges her, takes a Cinderella wish, challenges her, but challenges her at like a Dominion
Ooh.
or something in that realm, like a big, like I'd not gonna say Dontaku, that's too soon,
That's very
but like
soon, yeah.
a Dominion, like which is going to be a big show, or a
Mm-hmm.
Forbidden Door if you want to do it in the U.S. Again,
Mm-hmm.
there is so many opportunities to do something really interesting with
Mm-hmm.
what. And again, I would love for this because Mina Shirakawa is winning, so I would love to see her wrestle Mina Shirakawa. I would love to see her wrestle either Tam or Julia.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, a lot of great opportunities, and she doesn't have to cash in the wish right away.
No. No.
So again, it all depends. When does she cash in the wish?
Mm-hmm.
It's again, it's not a cash in like the Money in the Bank. You have to announce when you're going to challenge, but she could. It could be at any time against. It could challenge for it. It could be the big show in like the fall. It could be a big show in the fall that she challenges at. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's true. That's true. Could you imagine the banter that they could have Mina Shirakawa back and forth with Mercedes Monet? And even
Oh.
still, the story that could be told. Because Mira doesn't seem, I haven't heard her speak too much English. I've heard a little bit, but not a ton. Could you imagine how angry Mercedes would be, like talking her shit, and Mirai is just standing there being Mirai?
That would
Just
be
standing there
awesome.
smiling. Like, how angry would that make Mercedes, and how much would that enable to play into a story? I think that would be great.
That would be absolutely tremendous.
Mm-hmm.
Like that would
Mm-hmm.
be just a great idea in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So we got
There you go, Stardom. Take it, Gato.
so much things coming up, but we are going to talk about quickly before we
Mm-hmm.
go what is coming up next. This show will be coming out this coming Wednesday for us. We are going to be talking about All Star Grand Queendom,
Mm-hmm.
featuring I got the names Chris Charlton, Sonny Gutierrez, and Momo Kogo are going to be the 3-person announced team. And Sonny
Yay!
Gutierrez, I've heard him speak. He is a very good English speaker, so he's not. We're not going to
Awesome.
worry there. So,
Awesome.
actually, going to be a great show. Again, happening April 23rd at the Yokohama Arena for me and Mel. As we're recording right now, it's only like 3 hours away.
Yeah.
I might end up doing some editing and then watching that. I don't know, but yeah, I'm insanely excited for this show. It's I skipped a match there. What? Oh, okay. It deleted out the Yokohama Rumble for some reason. Oh, sorry, that's this one. So we started. It's gonna supposed to start out with the Yokohama Rumble. All these people have entered. I don't know what else to tell you on this one.
Yeah.
It's a Rumble.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. One of the superstar strong Stardom somethings are gonna win.
Well, okay. So there was another girl. She's a legend that was supposed to be in this match. I'm not sure who it is.
Is that the
I think
one
it's
above Ram?
I think it's the one top middle. There's a possibility she wins it because it's the first time she's wrestled since like 2005. I think they said. Somebody said. So she's kind of coming out of retirement for this. So I could see them giving her that win.
Yeah, but like we've had this situation with the other Rumbles where the super strong Stardom things have been involved, and we thought other people would have win, and they somehow
Oh,
eliminated the high speed champion.
I want Waka to win personally.
I'd Chan Yoda up there though.
Mm. Well, I don't want Chanyota to win. She's already stolen wins from other people. Come on.
We're still bitter about her win over Saida.
Oh, I am for dang sure. But we move on to the second match on the card. It is Hazuki and Fuwa-chan versus Miyu Amasaki and Utami Hayashishida. So Fuwa-chan is actually one of Japan's number one YouTube stars, and this match is actually while being filmed, be on the show, is also going to be shown on Japanese television too, like on like regular Japanese TV.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Interesting.
and because this Fuwa-chan, there's been a documentary team. Her first match was last year, and it was they were documenting it, and they showed it on TV, and they were doing kind of the behind the scenes because she's pretty goddamn famous over there. Like
Oh,
for you being a YouTube personality, like she's Japan's like number one YouTube personality. So,
interesting.
and this getting having this stuff go on TV afterwards is, I think, a huge thing, especially for Utami and Hazuki, who can
Hmm.
really parlay this into making themselves household names for Japan by being
Hmm.
part of this. So again, a big it doesn't seem like a big match, but it really is if you think about Stardom in drawing more people in.
100%. Hundred
Hmm.
percent. And what better way to draw people in than someone who just faced Mercedes Monet for the IWGP Women's Championship and the Red Queen?
There you go. Again, and you're getting great exposure for a young, one of your young stars too in Miyu Amasaki here.
Correct. Correct.
Yeah. And then Fuwa-chan, again, she's only had a couple matches, but lately she has been cornering people. So it's not like she. I guess she was training in secret before. About when she was training in secrets. Nobody knew she was training because she is very well known in Japan. So
Interesting.
yeah. And we move on to the next match. It's Club Venus and Thekla versus the Waiter Tie. Huh.
I mean, I'm happy that we don't need to miss Thekla on this show. Um, Oddball pairing for sure. I've enjoyed the backstage pictures that have come out of it. Um, uh, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting one for these two, I think, or for these four.
Mm,
But yeah, I don't doubt that they're gonna be able to actually pull it together and kind of work together just based on their styling. Um, but a way to tie. Like
the
that
Waiter
to
Tie,
me is
man.
the best combination. Like the only way you can make that better is having Starlight Kid in there somewhere. Like that is a really great combination of the members of Oedo Tai to have a dominant power house essentially.
Hmm.
I think that Club Venus is gonna be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this match. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I get to see more of this Jessie girl I really liked during this match we saw today. We
Mm-hmm.
talked about them today.
Queen.
And I'm looking forward to seeing more from the entirety of Club Venus.
Mm-hmm.
But we move on to a tag team match. It's Starlight Kid and May Sarah versus Azumi and May Suruga. So May Suruga is a former high speed champion, I guess, in the company, and like or maybe it's May Sarah, I can't remember, but there was a big challenge going on, and it created this tag team match, and it's going to be it's going to be a high speed match. That's all I know.
100%.
It's
It's
all high speed, and it's going to be awesome. So,
we're gonna be as happy as those flowers.
and so we move on to what is probably the match I'm like jonesing for most because it's the one that's going to hit me in the feels so god dang hard. It's the Hemika
Yeah.
retirement match, man. Hemika versus Micah.
Why? This is gonna be great.
Oh yeah, like this possibly could steal the show.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm gonna have a few tears coming down my cheeks after watching this match because it's just Hemika having to retire after this is gonna hit me.
Gonna be one of those I'm not crying, you're crying moments.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. We move on. Goddess of Stardom Tag Team Championships. You and Yane Takahashi, 7 Up versus Mirai and Ami Sourei from God's Eye. This is going to be a barn burner, and I'm calling it now. Mirai and Ami Sourei walk away as Goddess champions.
I personally would love to see that. I have to say, in all honesty, as much as I love Team Seven Up, and especially with the addition of Mizu Mori to make the Power Passion Pineapple faction, I feel that once they won these belts, it's almost like they just kind of went, "Womp," and they've just kind of faded into obscurity. That's not what you want to have with someone who's holding your championship belt. That being said, though, Yu is a part of another company regularly. Stardom is not her home kind of base, so we can't expect to see her defending that belt, on a consistent and regular basis. I understand that, but in regards to what you said, I have to agree that I feel like Mirai and Ami are going to walk away with the titles just to help add some more. I don't want to say relevancy to them because it would insinuate that Nane and you are not relevant, and they absolutely are.
Oh, very, very much so.
um, but as I said, I feel that they've kind of obscured the belt a little bit and especially like when they kind of were paying attention more to the triangle derby, which is obviously rightfully so. Your focus is the artist belts in there. I feel that as a result, it's almost like they kind of left the goddess belts at home and kind of forgot about them. And I would like the reminder.
Yeah, and again, Mirai and Ami have challenged twice now for these titles, or twice or three
Mhm.
times for these titles now. They've come out short every time, so I really think it's time.
Third time's a charm.
They need a future. That's what her name. Mirai is literally the future.
Hmm.
That's what it means. So we will see. We go on to the Artist of Stardom Championship. Arisa Sayar, Suzuki, and Kurumi Hiragi, Prominence, one of Mel's favorite factions, taking on a team called, what they're called now is Restart. It's Kairi, Natsupoi, and Sayori Anu. So I don't know what to think because you have Kairi in this match. She went with Natsupoi and Sayori Anu. I guess they have a lot. These three have a good bit of history together. So maybe that plays in and they win the titles. I don't know, but I would love to see Prominence retain here.
I agree. I like the idea of Kyrie coming back and stuff like that. But again, I kind of feel the same way about her that I feel about you.
Mm-hmm.
Not you, but like
No, no, I know what you mean.
you. She's not a regular person in the back. And
Mm-hmm.
even if she is, she's not a regular person in the ring. Prominence arguably isn't either. They kind of show up for these big shows, um, but when they do show up, they show the frig up, much
Mm-hmm.
like Kyrie does as well. That being said, though, I feel even though all of the sadness and whatever surrounding cosmic angels and whatever would be a kind of a light at the end of the tunnel for them. I I don't feel that the addition of Kyrie in that mix though would benefit anything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel it would change anything. And I feel that Prominence is doing a fantastic job with the championship reign that they're doing right
Mm-hmm.
now. I say just let them go. Let
Yeah,
them
me
keep
too.
going with it.
Until you have a real solid team ready to take them, keep them on Prominence. They're
Yeah.
the best triple team you
100%.
have right now.
100%. You need a team that's more unified than them to be able to take them down.
Maybe a Stars. Somebody, maybe a team from Stars.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can figure something out there. Hazuki, Kaguma, and Mayu. Yeah, 100%.
Suzuki, Kakuma, and Saida, the classmates.
I worry about Ida's size.
I just want to see it. I want, but again,
I would
I
love to
want.
see Ida hold a belt for sure.
Yeah, but I think my personal opinion, Prominence is going to retain. We're going to move on. It's Suri
Oof,
versus Chihiro Hashimoto. This will be awesome.
100%. 100%. We've been waiting for this match a hot minute. Freaking Chihiro showed up, wanted to challenge Suri, and Mirai was like, nay, nay, I got this. And then Himika also got her chance before Suri. Now, finally, Suri gets her chance, and holy man, this is going to be an interesting combination of styles. You got the powerlifting, powerhouse, power moves, and strikeability of Chihiro Hashimoto, but then you have Suri. And then, like, Suri's been on a roll lately. She just kicked the crap
Mm-hmm.
out of Konami. So, like, mm, This is gonna be a
Well,
fun one, man.
I honestly don't know which way to pull on this one. I'm just looking forward to seeing these two smash into each other.
And it's gonna be great.
Very much so. So we move on to the IWGP Women's Title match.
They're
It's
like wearing the exact same colors.
I know Mercedes Monet, Mai Iwatani. This is going to be epic because Mayo is going to do some crazy ass shit, and we all know it.
Oh yeah, yeah. And based on her match with Hazuki and Azumi, Mercedes is gonna be able to keep up with her.
Hmm.
Like holy hot dang.
This looks like This is going to be awesome. And the
Hmm.
thing is, depending, we nobody knows. Is she done? If she is, Maya wins. But is she sticking around? We don't know. So I have no idea. Personally, I know you weren't happy with Monet winning the belt, but I
Hmm.
want to see Monet keep it because I think she's done a good job so far.
I agree. When she won, I was not impressed with it because I felt that it would be a better representation of the women who have been grinding in the meantime. That being
Mhm.
said, though, she has added relevancy to it. And as Astro Pizarro had mentioned on our recent episode of Ladies Wrestling Showcase, she takes that belt everywhere. She takes it to movie premieres. She takes it to talk shows. She takes it to games. She takes it to conventions. She takes that belt everywhere. Tell me
Mhm.
another champion in recent memory that does that.
Nobody,
Like,
because there. I don't think there's a champion in wrestling that's doing what she's doing. That's the thing.
100%. I
She's
mean,
doing
there's
so much.
arguably like a lot of WWE people who kind of are doing other things, but even then, when they are doing promo, they don't typically take their championships. And even then, I don't feel like they're on the same stage
But
that
to that
Mercedes is on.
But to that point, even like when Dave Batista came back to the company when Guardians of the Galaxy was coming out, they didn't talk about it at all. When she
Hmm.
was in WWE in the second season of Mandalorian, they didn't talk about it at all. They don't unless it's a WWE Studios production. They don't talk about anything out from
Hmm.
outside or it's something done by The Rock. They don't talk about it.
Hmm.
So the fact is, she's representing like no other wrestler ever has
Hmm.
for any company, in my
100%.
personal opinion.
100%. So yeah,
Yeah.
like I was saying, I wasn't particularly impressed when she did win that because, as I said, I felt that it should be held by somebody more
Mm.
into the company. But she has certainly held her own and actually stepped up and done everything she has been asked of. Like everything that's been asked of her, she's done it. She's learned the names. She's learned the moves. Like holy hot dang, her match against Azumi and Hazuki was insane. And going against something like Mayu Iwatani is just a continuous step up the stairs and ladder within stardom to get to people maybe like Mirai, like Micah, like Utami Hayashi Shida. Could you imagine Mercedes Monet trying to take on Natsuko Tora right now? Or Momo Watanabe? Holy shit. That'd be a
That'd be
great
so.
match.
That'd be so
So
good.
yeah, admittedly, when she won, yeah, I was not happy. But as it's progressed, I see the benefit for it entirely, not just to her, but to the company as a whole. And again, as you said, if she retains, it's obvious she's sticking around. If
Yeah.
Maya wins, it's a little more obvious that she's not sticking around. That being said, I need to see what the frick that she meant with her hookup with Okada because if nothing comes from that, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Yeah. I want to see that. I want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we are going to move on. Ooh, I put them out of order. Sorry. We have
Uh-oh.
the Wonder of Stardom title match. We have
Mm-hmm.
Saya Kamatani, Mina Shirakawa. I think this is the match I want to watch more than anything on this entire card because everybody knows my love for Mina Shirakawa. I want
Mm-hmm.
her to win this title so bad. I am believing nothing else. I'm wholeheartedly believing Mina Shirakawa wins the Wonder of Stardom title at All Star Grand Kingdom.
At first I was like not behind that at all, but now seeing all of the events that have happened with her breaking away from Cosmic Angels, with the potential of them being able to go other places, I think it would be extremely intelligent for them to put the belt on Mina Shirakawa and then send her with Club Venus to the US. Do
Hmm.
maybe an GPW Strong tour or something like that, or just um, check out AEW, check out ROH, check out Impact Wrestling. You know, you have like so many beautiful women in Jessie and Xena and Mariah May. You can get Zaya Brookside. You got Mina Shirakawa. You got Waka. Waka's probably going to be a work in progress on that one. But like you literally have a faction of beautiful women who can speak the language in both countries and around the world, pretty much. It definitely something that they should capitalize on for sure.
Oh, very much so. Very, very much so. And again, I want Mina Shirakawa to win. Simple as that. Oop, I went the wrong way. Back and we're to the main event. Sorry, to the main event of the night. It's the World Stardom Title match. The real top G of professional wrestling, Julia, taking on Tam freaking Nakano. Now,
Hawaii of Stardom.
Kauai. There is two ways I could see this going. I could see this being Tam's lost so many people, lost still this, and she fights back, comes back, takes the belt, and has
Mm,
that crowning moment coming back from the pits of despair to hold that belt high above her head.
mm,
Or you continue this story. She has this hard fought match with Julia where Julia busts out, hits for a million, puts Tam down for the 1, 2, 3, and Tam just breaks. And you tell this story of a broken Tam Nakano. She lost her teammate. She lost Mina, who was there with her from arguably she was there at the beginning of Cosmic
mm,
Angels. Like Tam brought her into the group specifically.
mm,
And to have that, yeah, that's a story I want to see. I would
mm.
love to see that story. So I'm going with the top G, the real top G, taking retaining that belt.
It would be like I'm not really sure who I think is going to win this one, just because Julia has been very dominant over Tam since the hair incident, and we know the kind of storyline that both NJPW and Stardom like to kind of follow on there. Um, would suggest to me if Julia is getting these all of these last minute digs and jabs in on Tom Nakano, that there's a potential that Tom could actually be taking the
Mhm.
win on this. I agree, though. I think with you, I think that the continuation of the story would actually be really, really good for business, and I think that they could probably amp it up a lot more with the emotion for it. So yeah, I don't know who I want to have win in this situation. Ah,
It'll be interesting. Anyway, it
yeah,
stands.
it will be very interesting for sure.
But that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to get out of here. I want to thank all of you so very, very much for tuning in, whether it's already on here on Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk or it's on Backbreaker Video. We appreciate it all. So please give it on either channel. Give us a like, a subscribe, and comment down below. We want to hear from you. We want to talk to you. We love talking to all the great fans. We really
Hmm.
do. We love
Hmm.
talking wrestling with everybody. So please do that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sorry. One more thing. You can find me on my social medias on Twitter, Mastodon, and Hive at that Canada guy. On Instagram, you can find me at that Canada dude. Mel, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Collins Melball. You can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Mastodon at Melball Collins. You can also find both Andre and myself on our YouTube page if you're not there already, Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk. And we also have our Andre and Melball Wrestling Talk Facebook page, which Andre has mercifully been posting on for us in the last little while. You can go in there and check out some behind the scene photos from some of our recordings recently. Um, and also, you wanted to mention our good friend over there at Backbreaker Video, Mike the Ref. There, take it away, Andre.
Yeah, Mike the Ref, been a partner for me for years upon years upon years, all the different stuff I've done. So I want to give him a big shout out. Thank him so much. YouTube.com/at Backbreaker Video, Twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. Oh, so much great content he does. His watch alongs, all his great gaming stuff. And if you want to see a lot of great gaming stuff from him, from PJC, from Rick Jules, there's so much great content going on. They got their baseball tournament starting up now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Check it out. You can see Mike and his M or is it MLW? I don't remember what the name is.
MLB?
with the player. His team are known as the Players, anyways. You can check them out. YouTube.com/at backbreaker_gaming. Please check it out. Absolutely phenomenal. Mike is working so hard with that channel, and it's
Mhm.
absolutely phenomenal.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And also, don't forget to check out our local establishment on YouTube where you can see Andre C. and OLED on Marvel Talk. You can also catch myself with Alex the Werewolf and our good friend Carl Carofel on Paramindful, which is some spooky, ooky ish that we have fun yippity yapping about over there. You can also find some episodes on Astro Pizarro's YouTube page there, the beautiful Natural, where you can catch me and her doing the ladies wrestling showcase every other week on there. She also has her show that she does with our friend and your friend Cody the Foe Defoe on making an impact, happening immediately after the filming of, well, I guess the filming the
Airing.
show of Impact Wrestling there. Do you have anything else you want to say to the beautiful people, Andre?
Again, I just want to say thank you all so very much for all the support. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. We love hearing from you.
Mm-hmm. And also, before I forget, because I have forgotten a few videos, if you are wanting to watch Stardom Wrestling, we will leave a link in the description box below. It's approximately, I think, a 970 yen now, which is give or take $10. We're saying it's like 750, but we love Sean Spears here, so we're gonna do the perfect 10 for him there. And that being said, my friend, I am your Melba. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time.